Hey, YouTube. Yeah, we back. We're talking about this story that is caught on fire. I mean, just yesterday they broke the story. It was day before yesterday or yesterday, and now it's CBS, NBC, every kind of serious organization you can think of. Are y'all there? I don't see nobody here. Oh, hi. She talk to Merch. Yeah, so that story is all over the goddamn place. This is coming on like as much attention as OJ got. Right? Became the story of the century. This thing is much bigger than I think I anticipated. When I first heard it, of course, I was just hearing it from YouTubers, right? Went from YouTubers, then bigger YouTubers started covering it, and now every news station is covering it. Of course, when you start off with the New York Times, what can you expect? But this story has gotten huge now, and I don't know what's taking that dude so long to settle. Unless he just ain't got the money, because he needs to get rid of this. This could cost him his life. And if the police start getting involved in the details of his life or investigating him, they're saying that there are 2 open investigations on him already. And now with all this attention, I would say he probably has a lot of stuff to cover up, right? In his business with all these bad boys. With all these bad boys, I'm sure he's made a lot of enemies, right? A lot of enemies. He was not bashful about beating this woman in front of other people. So he's beat her in studios and drug her out. He's beat her in the streets in front of other people, spectators. But primarily, he's being accused of forcing her to be gang banged while he watched and masturbated. This could be very damning for them because, according to the woman, Cassie, this was not a one-time thing or once a year thing. This is started off occasionally, where she would or he would initially get these guys, these male prostitutes. I guess you get them offline, and they would all come over and line up and bang her in front of him for his pleasure. That doesn't sound like something that the woman chose. He is the one in power. He is Puff Daddy, right? And he seems to want these black men with these long penises. So is he looking at the guys or her? Because he could just as easily have hired a string of female prostitutes. If his primary thing was the for his pleasure, why didn't he just get 5 or 6 girls to come there to pleasure him? No, he wants to do this thing, they call it cockhole in the porn world. He want to do this cockhole and watch all these naked black men. Why did you specify these kind of men you want and they have to have long slongs? Can we assume that a black man who's in that kind of trade would be, if they're in that business, they probably have long slongs, right? So we don't know if Puff Daddy, if he wanted to have regular ones come over, ones who he has seen do it before, or does he want a new group each time, right? And what is he looking at? That's a sidebar, because I know when I personally, I've watched lots of straight heterosexual porn, but I'm never looking at the woman, right? I'm looking at the guys. So you're in a room where you got, 5 or 6 guys at a time. I don't know. I would say this though: if these guys are selling themselves, that means they're for sale. I mean, everything's for sale. It would only take one of these guys. I mean, she's not going to need a whole lot of witnesses, since he took pleasure in beating her up in front of other people. He had his employees taking her from his house to her apartment or to a hotel so she can bleed for a couple of weeks until she's presentable again, right? He didn't want her living in his house. But I would say that if you got male prostitutes in New York City, Jersey, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Atlanta, and a few other places, if you are hiring all of these rent boys, all of them are potential witnesses. They're witnesses to how you treated her and there are witnesses to the gangbangs. Man, you got so many. The last thing, Puff Daddy, this is going to become secondary, right? So he says he's under investigation. We see what that hip hop world is like, right? He's at the very top of it. He's been implicated in various MUDERs. I guess everybody is spelling it backwards and all that kind of. I never experienced that where they demonetize you because of that. But anyway, he's always been accused or implicated in all of these crimes, these major crimes. They can close the book on several crimes, and we're only hearing about the ones who are big. What about all the ones who weren't big, didn't make it big, right? All the people who he beat in the contracts, all that. He's probably got quite a few enemies, and he's got all this string of rent boy. I don't know how many it would be, because according to this document that I saw, the part that I saw, it's a long document, it's 35 pages. The part that I saw was that she said it started off every once in a while. I guess it's once a month. Towards the end, it was every week. They were doing this how can you be a mogul when you have time? I guess this is just somebody he has for dessert every night, right? But every week, a whole new group of boys, right? I mean, if it's anything like porn, you don't want to keep seeing the same goddamn ones. You already saw him. Now he wants another big dick in there, right? So this thing has gotten huge at this point. I mean, everybody's covering the story. It looks like social media gets this story before mainstream media gets it. They hesitated today. Hi, Nicole Reloaded. Let me go over here and say hello, you guys. She talked too much. You were first. Hi, LaSparkle Covington, Cheryl Burnett, Pretty Tangs, Fraser Laurie. How y'all doing? Christy, is it Crystal? Crystal. Hi. Yeah, we're gonna have to cover this story. This thing is getting so big. This is gonna be another O.J. Simpson story. But if we don't know, because he apparently he does a lot of drugs, right? That would implicate drug dealers, drug deals. It's just endless. All the assaults. If he's a violent man, he's been known to put his hands on people. Any one of those people can come forward, turn it into criminal. He needs to put this thing to bed now. I mean, like right now. And try his best to back away from it for a while, and people will eventually forget about it. But you have to get that woman her money. Apparently, the woman, she came at him, or maybe through her lawyers. I don't think she's going to try to involve her new husband as little as possible. But that is his woman, right? So he's probably in her ear as well. But what was I saying? What the fuck? People, stay young forever, please. This damn brain of mine. Anyway, what I was saying, last thing I remember is her husband. The woman, here, I got it back. The woman approached him asking for the same thing she asked for in his lawsuit, which I would say 13 years of being abused like that is a reasonable suit. He's supposed to be somewhere upwards towards $1 billion. $1 billion, that's $1,000 million. You can't break her off a few dollars after 13 years of putting up with your ass. I bet he regrets that he didn't take the offer at first. But it seems like the numbers are the same. The numbers, what she asked for initially, and he rejected. And then he said he offered her a 8-figure deal. That could be anywhere from 10 million to 30 million. 30 what she's asking for. He probably offered her something less. So let's just say maybe he offered her 10 million, or it could be 2. I think probably $10 million. He offered her $10 million, and then she rejected that. That's how strong she knows the case is, right? People say, well, she ain't got no evidence. Really? She has all these potential witnesses, I'm sure somebody in that crowd do not like the idea of the way that man was treating women, right? Somebody might come forward in that, but any of those rent boys could come forward and give testimony, because he probably jumped on her then too. He said he kept her drugged up. She ended up a drug addict, but it seems to be all for his pleasure. And I think it is significant, Puff Daddy, that you want to see all these naked men. No matter how you slice it, it's still 8 or 9 naked men, including yourself, and one woman. If you want to see a woman, if you're getting turned on by a woman, shouldn't you have 8 or 9 women? I'm just saying. What y'all think? Shall you know how that drug, that all that drug stuff goes in that industry, particular and participants? Since I don't think he's ever denied that he's an addict. All this sex stuff occurred under the influence, right? So they could tie that to drug trade, because people like Puff Daddy, if he's smoking crack or he's smoking powder, whatever, he's not going to buy just 8-ball. No, gonna buy a kilo. So the potentials are horrible. I believe everything she said. Yeah, I don't think that woman's lying at all. And there's the thing is so salacious that you don't even have to exaggerate. What would you need to add to that? If she just sticks purely with the facts, and I believe it's what it is happening. It sounds like a lawyer drew up the suit, which is normal, right? But she seems to be speaking directly from experience, and it fits the profile of many abusers. What complicated for him was that he had so much power that he felt like he could do anything he wanted to do. So let's hope one of his well, I'm not gonna hope, as far as I'm concerned, I hate the idea of men beating on women, but one of his bodyguards, one of the people who are taking her and hiding her in motels, she's got an apartment there in the city that they live in. Is it Jersey, I think? And he's got an apartment a couple blocks away. Are they in Manhattan, Jersey or Manhattan? They both have places a couple of blocks from each other, yet he has to take her to a hotel so she can heal enough to where the maids and the desk clerks and things won't recognize that she's got 2 black eyes. This man got problems, real problems, honey. And I mean, I've never seen a story grow this fast as I've been on here. Every channel. I mean, ABC, NBC, CBS, Times, all the tubers, all the YouTubers, all the people on Facebook, everybody's covering this story about this PD. And the girl, I mean, she's holding on to a lot. And it looks like she played it just right. She offered him, you can pay me for my pain, my suffering up front. He said no, right? She said, if you don't pay me, I'm going to sue you, correct? He comes up with a low ball. I don't know how you call it low ball, but whatever. He said 8 figures. And then she said no. So she knows she's holding a full hand, honey. She knows more than that. She saw more than the sex. In all them years she was with him, she saw a whole lot more than that, particularly since she was there at the studios recording her own stuff. He trapped her in with the 10-album deal. She only made one album in 13 years. So there was going to be no 10 albums, right? He wanted to keep her in contract and under NDA. I always thought some of the Donald Trump's tricks would have came forward. Only one of them came forward. They could have buried his ass. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know. People have been, you give somebody $1 million, they can buy a house and all this stuff, right? Under threat of violence. We don't know why more didn't come forward. So I don't think any man just buys one prostitute one time, that being Stormy Daniels. I don't believe that shit. If that's your type of woman, this huge breasted woman porn star, then that's what you like. Then that's what you did more than once. I don't know why they're so quiet. Praise your Lord. Ambrosia. Okay. Hi, LaSparkle Covington. Ronnie Q. How you doing, Ronnie Q? Hello to all in the chat. Have y'all been following? This was almost interesting to follow. But by now, we probably heard the documents, even though we're getting it in pieces. I would recommend Pam Esquire for that kind of stuff. She goes through it line by line. This new girl I've been watching, Tisa Talks, she's going through the lawsuit as well. But virtually everybody on the net is talking about this thing here. So if they're saying that he's already under investigation by 2 government agencies, I don't know. And then how you going to explain, if you have all of these nefarious deals, how you going to explain all that to the Fed? When the Fed comes in, you're done, honey. You're done because they don't waste their time. When they come in, they're coming in to take shit and find evidence. Now, let's hope he's not an R. Kelly where he's so dumb that he had, I keep saying let's hope. I don't give a fuck what happened to him. But you would think that he would not keep that, even though he's kinky and he likes to watch. If you're a voyeur and you like to watch, then not only do you want to see her getting gangbanged by all these strange men, you also want to record it, which is what he did in a phone. People will say, well, he'd be a damn fool not to get rid of the phone, right? Empty the cloud, correct? But it doesn't take all that much to send a video somewhere. If she got on hold to his phone because he's half drunk and high all the time, all she had to do is push send and send it anywhere she wants to send it, and it still exists somewhere. Just like on here, people think they are deleting videos and all that kind of stuff, and then it pops up in 100 different places. So it'll be interesting to watch. That's a lot of hoes. Y'all hear that funky Dineva reporting, trying to keep it out of his language? That's what he desires. It seemed like, allegedly, right? When he was talking about it, he said, it's cool. As long as everybody is down with it, everybody send them in, honey. Send in the cloud. And you ain't got to pay for it. And you can get biceps and triceps. And apparently he really wants that long. How you going to order up a 8 long slong and have him put them in that woman? Yeah, that's not something that the woman came up with. So all of those are witnesses. Did she seem drugged? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She did seem drugged. She didn't say very much. We just went in there and did it to her. They're professionals, but they're in it for the money, right? The right person comes up to any of them with the right offer. They don't know him. They don't live in the same state. Shit, you don't know where the hell he live. Yeah, they can sell that stuff. They can sell that story. He's going to try to stop it before it gets that far, though. All of his employees, anybody who worked for that company, they all seen how he treated that woman. He seemed to be, that's him beating on his chest, the way he can treat people, male or female. I'm not saying that the sex thing has not been proven with males, but apparently he treated people pretty bad too in his gangster role. It ain't nothing but a gangster ball. It ain't nothing but, baby, this is a gangster ball. It ain't nothing but party, doom, doom, doom. You know how the Fed play. They'll be offering other people that got something on breaks. There are people in jail that will go say, hey, listen, I need to talk to the warden. I need to talk to the warden and make a deal from jail. I know quite a bit. I know a lot. And we're not just talking about sex here, people. We're talking about the M word as well. All the assaults. She said she saw him hanging somebody out of a window on the 17th floor. That's right out of that movie. What movie was that? Well, that role has been played with a lot of music executives. This tough guy stuff. And I forget which movie it was. I think it was the 5 Heartbeats or Temptation, something where the guy's holding them over the balcony. So we don't know if the story came from from an actual story? We don't know. J-Lo got away from him quick, so he was actually involved with her. I heard he dated her. He actually was involved with J-Lo. She got her own shit in her own life, honey. Yeah, but him being associated with all this killing and stuff, though, I'm sure it does intimidate people, or they're afraid to come forward. But if they know they can put your ass away for 30 years, they'll be less intimidated, right? I don't know if he operates his company like a gang, or like gangsters. I don't know. She also told a story about what's the big guy? The big guy doing time in San Francisco. I mean, in California. What's his name? Death Row Records. Somebody said they saw him in a restaurant, and she gave witness to him grabbing his gun and going, excuse me, I guess I got to say GEGUN, and going after this dude. What's his name? I don't know why I forget stuff. Y'all know him. Suge Knight. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, that's a whole lot to come after, right? You ain't gonna be no weakling coming after somebody like that, just for the sheer size of him and his reputation. But this dude grabbed his gun, was going after him, according to what she said. I don't know why a woman would just make up something like that. This story don't need no gravy on it, honey. She ain't got to exaggerate shit. Just tell them what happened. And she knows a lot more than she's teasing us with here, even in them 35 pages. Also, if you want to go deeper, she can go deeper. She didn't heard things. She's carrying his guns and all that stuff. Well, Miss Cassie, he had you carrying his guns because he has a record. He has a felony record. He can't carry no gun. So they just giving you a case. So if you got busted, the police gonna take your ass to jail because you carrying the gun, or you don't have a record. So therefore, it's safer for you to carry it. She said that was to intimidate her, show how tough, how dangerous he was. Well, he is dangerous. He's probably a psychopath. But yeah, a lot of players, they do that, honey. They'll have the woman carrying the gun, carrying the drugs in her purse, right? And then, so when the cops bust them, they ain't got nothing on them. Be quiet, Queen. God, I know that's right. It's kind of that time of year as well. What happened? I saw you had my name in there, Nicole, over there with that Jay Wilson and that other stupid motherfucker on there with all these comments. What was his name? The black nasty Smurf or something. The 5 heartbeats. The 5 heartbeats. Okay. Yeah, that was the movie. I've seen that scene in other things too. Something else about some R&B singers, where these guys, basically, some of these music people they're like mob bosses. But that scene said a lot in the 5 heartbeats. How you doing, Justin? Crip Puff used the Southside Crips. Oh, you're in LA. He was in so many places. Apparently, he had homes all over the damn place. Right? I guess this is an example. I mean, I think if I had all that money and all that power in the music industry, I wouldn't just be spending all my time having to have sex, honey, and beating up on people and all this stuff. Wouldn't you have time for all that? How you got time to be high and loaded and fucked up all the time, child? Because he has produced quite a few artists. I don't know where he had the time. Maybe he would work real good for a couple of weeks, and then the rest of the time he'd be on his own until he went back to the studio. Have I checked my perimeter? Let's go see. Let's go see. She talked too much. Let me check the perimeter and see what's going on. Most of it's about him. Okay. Woo, this story is building, honey. Y'all watch Kempire? He does entertainment news. He says Kimora Lee Simmons breaks silence on Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy. That might be interesting. Then I see Diddy is on CBS Mornings. Okay. I saw him on ABC earlier, NBC. It looks okay. Oh my God. Well, of course, Wiley's on there. Make it make sense is talking about. Everybody talking about the story. Everybody talk, and when there's that much smoke, you know, there's got to be a fire burning somewhere. So far, there's not been a criminal charge. Bombshell lawsuit. Natalie lawyer chick. Okay. Basically, what I'm looking at is 10 different people who hadn't reported on it yesterday are reporting on it today. That's what I see. So we can do a little bit more investigation. I think I've heard the facts so far. Next, we need to know what his move is. Right? Can he make this thing go away? It gets so big, you can't make it go away. It might be too late for that anyway. And any abuser, that ain't the first one. That ain't the first 19-year-old girl he picked up. Shit. If he's that sexual, he's having sex all the time. So he done brutalized a lot of women. And then quiet as kept, he's got a woman now, right? I'm sure she's scared to open her mouth. So much wasted talent dealing with the devil. That is the devil, honey. All that money being wasted. What they do? The Fed's gonna take that. My mouth is all messy. All of a sudden, I ain't got no tissue. Money and power brings out the depravity in some people. You know, some people can't handle it. Some people can't handle any kind of success, honey. They just can't do it. Even if you go out into your worst neighborhoods and you see some of these guys, they don't have no high school diploma. They've been in the streets all their life, and they get a little crack sack, they get a little dope, and they become very abusive people. They're not used to having nothing, and they think they own the world until they get that clink clink. Believe me, I know. Not everybody's like that though. Not everybody's that way, honey. Money brings the truth out of these demons. Judge them how they treat other people. They're going to treat you the same way. My cousin is Portia Coleman. Now Portia Kid. She dated Russell Simmons. Oh, that's what he's talking about then. Russell Simmons. Isn't he out of the country? Right after graduation, appeared on a couple episodes of House. Russell needs prison time as well. Oh, so the other girl, she's not there to speak on Puff Daddy. You think she might spill some tea on Russell Simmons as well? I don't know. It's moving fast though. It's fast moving story, baby. Anytime you got the whole goddamn every news station is reporting on your case, that's a big deal. You might try to get more than 30. Would you please hit the like button? Thank you. Y'all see Miss Clyde Diva's back? She's the one who likes to say, could you please hit the like button? Be quiet, Swing. Thank you, Nicole and Soul Sister #1 show. We got plenty of moderators today. Soul Sister #1 show. Mm-hmm. The sick part about all this is people are seeing his actions and said nothing. Everybody around him, he owned the house, honey. I guess that was Cat Daddy. Money makes the world go round, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there. A lot of people he done messed up. A lot of people you done slapped in the mouth, right? And you thought they just dealt with it because you were the boss. Could come out there wouldn't work, especially if you ain't gave no money. They're harboring resentment. They want to see you go down. You're going down. You won't be no more around. Puffy, your whole life's upside down. Time on your hands. You're going away, boy. You ain't got no plans. We've seen the mighty have fallen, Puff Daddy. You better put your whole army of legal influence. You can't go messing with her either, because now we all know about the situation, right? Employ all your lawyers. Get rid of this woman. Not physically, pay her. Pay her whatever she's asking. Make it go away. Get an NDA. It is essential. Or take it to court and get a gag order. You got to do something. Yep. He left the state because he was about to be exposed to. Portia said he has a very heavy sexual appetite for strange things. Woo! Russell's on the man on the run. Man on the run. People say they're searching everyone for that man on the run. If he got Justin, you give me a cash app? I got him for 2 people. S and somebody else. Let's see. Maybe I was doing something else. Oh, there it is. You hear it? Thank you, Justin. Was that you? That's it. Thank you, brother. Yeah, sometimes it takes a minute. Nicole, please. Okay. Okay. I believe it when I was on the party line years ago, the New Yorkers on the line would spill all the tea. They would have nasty adult parties, a bunch of illegal freaks and things. Well, all the music execs and stuff. You know, I lived in Hollywood. I lived almost right on Hollywood Boulevard for years when I first came to California. And so, yeah, we experienced quite a few things. But the thing was, people in the music industry, they did seem to have sex drives. I can't tell all my business or anybody else's business, honey. And it's not always the star. Many times it's the producers, anybody in charge there who had a lot of money. They can just buy what they wanted. Thank you, Tanya. Please hit the like button to support Tim, y'all. Come on. Y'all ain't hitting the like button, but you please hit the like button. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Thank you. I guess Miss Clyde Diva over there wearing that boy out. What's his name? Vic Damone. The army of Vic Damone. She chopping him up, child. I'm sure more of New Yorkers were spilling teas. Some people might be selling teas. We don't know what kind of people she has behind her, right? As a rule, they don't want people that you pay for their cooperation unless you can be extremely convincing, because they'll say you have an ulterior motive. So having having orgies every week, and that's just what he was doing with her. They didn't live together, so they can just hope that some of these women come forward. I'm probably he didn't kick a lot of ass. What is he approaching 50, in his 40s, something like that? She ain't the first one, so he better be writing a whole lot of checks. Are they doing better with the likes? Thank you, guys. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick perimeter check. So I gotta get out of here. Hold on. Let's just make sure ain't nothing broke. Like something break every fucking 15 minutes with him. Oh my gosh! They just made CNN. That's the last one to fall. Sean Diddy Combs denies allegations of rape and abuse in lawsuit by former. Okay, that seals it up, honey. I know we already had ABC, NBC, CBS, and now we got CNN, MSNBC. They're all reporting on this case. This thing has gotten real now, honey. He blew it by not paying her what she asked the first time. She should have just paid her. Apparently, she's growing some big balls now, honey. And she's away from him. She's safe. There's a man in the house. He locked her up when locked up her mind when she was a child. She was barely illegal. 1 year up from being illegal, honey. 19 years old. They're like I'm young where they can mold them. You said money when it's not a Wilson video. Those are my favorites, honey. I got a whole playlist on Wilson, honey. That's why people went to Studio 54 every night. Yeah, that was popping back in the 70s, right? I wasn't really open that long either. They got busted for drugs. They had one gay guy, one straight guy. The straight guy's still living. He's doing all right. The gay guy died from AIDS back in the 80s. But yeah, that was quite the club. I mean, I never been to it, but we've certainly heard about it. All the big names went there. And all the freaks. Did I see the news about Keke Palmer being physically violent towards her ex-boyfriend? No. That don't give no man the right to be punching a woman in the face. I don't give a damn. A lot of men have been slapped by women. We have to see to what extent we're talking about. What kind of man was he? Did he got a woman beating him up? I haven't checked into that one. Fortunately for these people who don't want to be in the news, this Puff Daddy thing kind of usurped all of the other names because it was already a busy week. The Keke Palmer situation. What were the other big ones? One with there was a lot of stories going on before this even arrived, honey. And now this is taking all those things off the table for at least momentarily. Or this case is usurping the others. I need to watch it. I believe those are defensive wounds on him. defensive wounds on him. I don't know that's going to change. So she's fought in her life. That doesn't make him any less of an abuser. Not all men are going to be fighting a woman like a man, though. Some of them are not. Some of them are just they're going to have to deal with the abuse and leave. Right? They're not going to get on top of a woman and beat her in the face. Obviously, not all men are like that. He better watch out for that mama more than Kiki. The mama looked like she could throw them things, honey. Got her cheering. Anyway, people, I just came in here to give you an update on the situation here. I don't know if I even give an update, really. I mean, the story hasn't changed in the last 2 days, but I have a strong suspicion that it will. We're going into a weekend now. Monday, believe me, they'll be reporting on all the things that happened over the weekend. Y'all have a wonderful Friday, and we'll talk to you later.